me with her light in this birth.
Wow, what was that?
That was the latest heart song activation that I received for a client the other week.
Oh, wow. Sing it again.
I feel her under my feet. I am supported by her, grounding into Mother Earth, guiding me in my life through this birth.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you do. Welcome, 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 everybody. This is Maria Heart Song. Do you feel that love, that energy, that heart song that just, it's like magic. It is like magic. We were just celebrating. Maria's got new clients. My clients are getting clients. It's like it's such in time of absolute receptivity. And Maria has been on the Wise Women, whatever this is, Fabulous Friday, and in the group. And we've been friends for 2.5 years and a blossoming divine activist and divine yoga teacher. I mean, accolades coming off, whatever the labels are. What Maria does is just bring to the world a gift of channeling song for you as a coach, to have your own song, or you as a human, as you as a woman who is wanting to step into your gifts and your life. Songs come to her that motivate you and heal you and energize you to be that. It's the most exquisite gift that she can give, amongst other things, many other things, which she has a group program for. And we're going to find out all about it tonight. Welcome, Maria. So great to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. And truly, these songs are activations of what you already have within. We all are as the acorn who has everything to become this magnificent oak tree. And sometimes we just need some assistance, some energetic support to activate all of that potential. So that's one of the things I bring through these song activations.
So you do. So you do. And thank you for singing and going live and doing that. It's so visible. You're amazing. In fact, the first time I ever came across Maria was she was singing at the end of a retreat that we'd been at the very beginning of the pandemic. And she just sang this song. And I remember thinking, what? Who does that? Like, who actually puts up their hand and says, I've got a song coming through? I was so amazed and inspired by that, and have been on this journey together as we've grown our businesses. And Maria, where are you in the world right now?
Right now, I am in a beautiful cottage, 40 minutes outside of Luleå in the north of Sweden, close to the Arctic Circle.
And do you happen to know the name of the traditional First Nation that Sweden is on? Do you know
Yes,
any? Yes.
the Sami people.
It's the Sami. I just want to recognize
Mhm.
and acknowledge the elders, past,
Mhm.
present, future, and emerging of the Sami people, as well as the Wiradjuri, where I am coming to you from today, and all ancestors all over the world. Welcome to you if you're viewing this. If you have any questions at any time, or if you have any desire to communicate and connect with us, we'll come back and look at the comments afterwards so that we don't get too distracted. We're here doing this by ourselves tonight. So any comments, or if anything isn't clear, you're welcome to put in a question or anything. So, Maria, tell me, what brought you to the work and the realm of realizing that you had this gift yourself? How did it come about that you had this, that you realized?
So it really came through as hope in a really dark night of the soul.
Right.
I was suffering from a deep depression, and I was actually um, not interested in staying on this earth.
Wow.
I had several suicide attempts throughout this deep, dark night of the soul. And I remember I was sitting in the hospital, actually, on the bed one day, and suddenly I heard this voice from within, and it was my voice, and it said, I have songs inside of me. And that sentence cut through all the mind chatter, all the anxiety, and I knew that that was true.
Wow.
So it gave me hope, and it made me go into action. So already the next day, I made sure that I could get to a store and buy a recording device.
Wow.
And that physical action really enabled me to trust that this was going to come true. And I started to record songs, but it was nothing fancy in the beginning. It was after having cleared a lot of emotional luggage and old beliefs with assistance of coaches and healers for maybe 6 or 9 months, when the first song came through in this effortless way that they do now, almost like if spirit is pouring them down through my head. And that was
Wow.
happening when that was happening the first time. It was amazing. It was like in I was in communion with source.
What a special, special thing to have happen. It is interesting, the dark night of the soul. Thank you for being so
Mm.
open and vulnerable and sharing with that. And, if that activates anything for anybody out there too, by the way, there's the resources are available, and you're not alone, and reach out. Don't be in pain tonight. Or I just want to say that, because sometimes, our stories, when they're that vulnerable and open, can actually activate a darkness in someone else. And just both of us have come through that. But Maria, um, I'm just going to say here, sorry, in the comments, that will put a resource for both Sweden and Australia. That's all I can do to say. If you want, help tonight, then please do reach out to someone and speak to
Mm.
us, or someone else.
And know that no matter how dark it looks, there's a reason why you are here.
Mm.
And if I would have known at that point in my life how my life would transform in magical ways, I would never ever have had made those choices.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah, it
So,
is an interesting thing. It's like we can't see around corners.
mm,
And so, and if we did, we'd probably run the other way, because it can be so amazing that you can't believe it.
mm,
And so, who do you find you benefit working with the most? That the clients that are coming to you, or that you're calling in, or that,
mm,
how would you describe your clients, so that if someone's out there and thinking about, well, how does this, why would I do this if I'm not depressed, for example? Who
mm.
else
Yeah.
find you there? Yeah.
So my clients, most of my clients are not depressed. They are coaches, healers, creatives, often highly sensitive, often very open, um, but they are doubting themselves, and they have not healed some of the shame, some of the um, unworthiness issues that they
Mm,
might have, so that they they might sabotage themselves or procrastinate in stepping fully into their purpose.
right.
And they are also very gifted in different ways,
Yeah.
and we all are. And the people that I work with often know their gifts. They have activated at least some of their gifts, but they have this doubting themselves, and the root of that self-doubt is all often shame and feelings of unworthiness, and
Mm.
it's about healing the heart. So that is the main focus that I bring through,
Mm.
unconditional loving space where we can heal those things and clear out the things that are in the way for us to to
And some
try.
of the results that they get, what are some of the results that your clients get once they move through this? Is it starting their businesses, changing their businesses? Is it business focused always? Is it impact focused? Is it a cross mix? What is it, would you say?
So most of my clients are entrepreneurs already,
Uh-huh.
but they are struggling with making ends meet. They are also sometimes struggling in showing up in their
Mm,
business. And the results that they get from working with me is that they anchor in that confidence, and they open up also to trust their inner guidance, um, and trust how they are innately designed, energetically wired to be and create and to make decisions.
mm,
And this was a huge key for me when I discovered some of the systems that I work with, human design and the gene keys, that I discovered that I tried to make decisions in a way that was contradictory to how I am wired. I tried to make them fast on gut feeling, but in fact, I'm wired to take my time. I need to sleep on it. I need to feel all
mm,
the feelings before I land. And
mm.
that just that knowledge alone was a huge breakthrough for me.
That can save money and make money. Just knowing
Mhm.
that about yourself is absolutely
Absolutely.
a true thing.
Mm.
And yeah, it's interesting because I'm not like that. I'm like I don't like detail, and so I'm definitely like, it's all coming down the pipe at once. I see the big picture. I'm a yes, or I'm just
Mhm.
like a no. It's like that,
Yeah.
but it's definitely like it's a yes or a no. Um, and if I'm wavering, it's a no.
Mm. Mm.
That's what I've learned. And so, yeah, that's, and having all those skills and tools at your hand, I've used you, I'm sitting where I'm sitting, and I haven't used you. That's a terrible word, but you've helped me, you've supported me, to make a very big decision. Actually, I don't know if you remember, but you really helped me
Oh,
to buy
yes, I remember.
my home. I was like, moving from the beach to the country, and I didn't tell anybody. I really felt the only person I could trust in that moment was you. And
Mm.
I reached out, and you did some guidance for me, and I got the answers exactly that I needed, as I always do with Maria. And I invite you to have a taste of this genius that Maria is. Just incredibly generous, and does an enormous amount in her private group that you can tap into. And in fact, my sister really waits for your golden ones reading. She's like, oh, what are the golden ones saying? She just even mentioned that today. So tell us a little bit, if you can and you feel like it, about your golden ones. What is that? Are
Mm.
you, yeah.
Yeah. So,
And I'll
I
just put
want
the Facebook group up so that people can, yeah, that's where you can find Marie if you want to just taste and think, what is she even talking about? Because plenty of people that I know don't know what the gene keys are. They don't know what the
no.
divine feminine is. And often, many women I've come across in my life prior to kind of stepping down into this and I'm finding more and more women, they're new to coming to groups where you're exploring personal transformation at a deeper level of a realm that is perhaps somewhat not of the norm.
Mm. Yeah.
But
And it
I'd never heard of gene keys up until this year.
no, no. And in just to let you know, I'm all about grounded practicality. So
100% you are.
I love practical tools and tips that you can work with and use in your everyday life. So
I
this
love the merging of that you do,
yeah.
and that I do too. It's like, it's actually because maybe that's what the divine feminism represents to us, or to
Mhm.
me anyway, is that it is
Yeah.
actually the practical with the very grounded practices, and
Mm.
also, the realm of being a part of everything, with everything and everyone.
Mm. Yeah. So I forgot about your question now.
The
The
golden
golden
one.
ones, the golden ones. So I have a three-step process, which is commit, clear, and create.
Mm,
And for me, I recognized early on this year, it was in April in the beginning of April, I recognized that I wasn't fully committed to my higher purpose, to really go all in and show up with my gifts and to serve. I was a little bit like my very first boyfriend friend in 5th grade. When I asked him if he would go out with me, he said yes first, and then he changed his mind, and then he said, uh, well, I say yes to 75%. And as you can imagine, that didn't work out because 75% is 0%. So I recognized that, and then I saw that 25% that I wasn't committed kept the door open for all kinds of stuff, for fears, procrastination, self-doubt, all of it. So I made this solid commitment to show up and to really fully say 100% full body yes to my
I love it, full body
higher.
yes.
Yeah. And after only maybe, well, a lot of things unfolded after that, magical things. Things just fell into place. And one of the things that happened after that full body yes commitment was that a group of guides that call themselves the Golden Ones showed up and came with messages. And for some time, they came in almost daily with messages around different topics. And some of them you can find in Heart Song Sisterhood and also on my personal Maria Heart Song page. So that was really interesting how that commitment made it accessible for me to really bring in higher wisdom in a more powerful way than before. And channeling, it can sound so woo-woo, but it's actually the higher part of ourselves. It's the infinite part of ourselves that we are bringing in, and anyone can do that. And
I think that's
many
true.
people do that without even knowing that they do that.
Yeah, for sure. And it's not necessarily that everybody wants to turn it into a business either. That
No,
you
no.
can use that wherever and however you want. I know many people do, and sometimes that's enough anyway. To I feel like if I'd had these skills and opennesses when I was a mum, that would be like a young mum. It would have been so great and that I'm really hoping that the next generation, I don't know about you, but the next generation is bringing these gifts into their life very early, as opposed to, and that many, can feel this opening for women to be more visible in such an incredible way, and to say, hang on a second, we have wisdom that is inherent. It's inherent.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily learned, but it requires to be in community with one another. I really believe it isn't the guru or the
No.
single solo player. I really believe it's a we culture, and it's that when we become three, then there's a further expansion of beauty and goodness, and that the call is really loud right now. So if you're feeling that in your waters, you're right,
Mm.
and you have
Yeah.
permission to seek and to go deeper, and to just what I love about Facebook is you can join a group and leave tomorrow. No
Mhm.
membership, no fees, no one
Follow
cares.
your
Go
resonance.
in. You just
Mm.
go in and you just have a look at the crumbs, and if you love them and they feel like jewels to you, you stay, and you become part of something that you had no idea around.
Mhm.
And part of being visible and doing that and putting our necks on the block in a way to being seen, and to taking a stand for what it is that's happened in our lived experiences and sharing those stories opens up things that we just don't know.
Yeah.
So clearly you can tell that I haven't organized questions, because if I do, then I feel like it's scripted and we're not here for the truth of it. And so
Mm.
the truth of
So
it for me is, I know you've got a year-long program coming up for people. Is that correct? Right? You've got a
yes,
year-long container.
yes, that's correct. And
And you've got a
that's
clarity coming up this weekend. And look, this video will stay up for a long time.
mhm.
And so it's hard, the legacy for people, if you're finding this because you're going to search something like Gene Keys or Maria's name. You know, these Facebook groups do live forever, and you'll find Maria under Maria Heartsong. I feel, don't you, Maria, that there's no change coming from that signature that you've kind of got. Would you agree?
How do you mean no change coming?
So Maria Heartsong feels to me like the avatar of truth for
Yes.
you,
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So just Google Maria Heartsong if you're seeing, I don't know why, but I feel like there's someone seeing this in the deep future that needs to hear this.
Yes. Mm.
And so I just invite you to do that. And what I love also about this current moment is, in this technology and in this environment of women being visible and being seen and creating legacy businesses and sharing their gifts as you do, long after you're gone, this will be visible.
Mm. Yes.
Your impact is going to reverberate, and whoever works with you, the impact that you empower them to have and embody in their life, that will
Mm.
resonate for a long time. And
Mm.
women have waited a long time to have our ability to resonate with others in the public sphere in the way that we're getting the opportunity to do. So I'm very grateful to you for being visible, for putting your hand up and singing your song as you did that day on that stage, and being such a light, bright inspiration.
And I am grateful for all the women that
Mm,
have supported me, you being one of them, to dare to show up. And
mm,
and that I think is the beauty of being part of a Facebook group or even a year-long training, that we get to be in a safe space where we can practice showing up authentically as ourselves. And that's the reason why I dared to show up that day on the business retreat where we met. Singing is because I have practiced a long time
mm,
to put myself out there, and not because I wanted to be on stage. That is not what's driving me, because I know that the frequencies that the songs I am fortunate to bring through, they need to touch people.
mm.
So often that knowing is what's driving me through the fear and the wanting to go hide and to do it anyway.
We should
And
just mention that the one we went to was Sage Levine, and she's actually got a
yes.
3-day sales one coming up. So if anyone's interested and you're you know you do want to take your gifts into the business realm in a way, I think she's fantastic
Mm,
for
absolutely.
that community. It's amazing. And she's got a free Facebook page and things like that as well. So Sage Levine, just a shout out to, we wouldn't know each other if it wasn't for her. And I
And
think that that's the new realm of pattern.
yes, and Sage is brilliant when it comes to bringing women together
Ah,
and inspiring women to lift and support each other.
without a
And
doubt. She's one of the
and this
great
is the
community
new
builders.
paradigm, and this is the natural paradigm for women, because we are wired for
100%.
collaboration, and
Yeah.
we have been inheriting this old patriarchy paradigm where we have been putting ourselves against each other
Mm,
in this distorted masculine way that is not innate for us. So, and
mm,
she is absolutely brilliant when it comes to dismantling that and
mm.
inspiring women to really come together.
Mm. It's interesting. I love to win. I am definitely someone who is competitive. But one of the things that really changed the game for me on that competition level is, if I don't have a deadline and I don't have something to work towards, someone with ADHD, I can just be off on a tangent and get nothing done. That's not useful for me. But competition, when I really started to look into it, because I had a bit of shame around it, I was like, God, I really do love to compete. But when I looked into it, and I thought, the patriarchal distortion of competition has been that there's a prize winner, but
Mm.
actually competition is the word, the etymology, or the kind of derivative of it is coming together to petition, right? So
Mm.
a petition is to make change. And so when women come together to make change, we are, and literally the word means to go further together. That's what
Yeah.
competition is. And that's why you're in a race. It's not to necessarily win the prize, it's to see how far can we go further together. And
To
so,
excel.
I would agree. And I love that you and I support each other. I love that you changed my life and supported me. And I invite anyone out there who has an inkling of like, oh, I love Maria. Yes, I like her. I wonder what those golden ones are. To just join the Facebook group and see what she's got on offer, because all of the offerings are in there. And if you don't trust women, that's okay too. You
Mm.
don't have to do anything except potentially question why you don't trust them.
Mm.
And I did that for a good year.
Yeah. And there's always wounding beneath all of that. And we can heal and clear that wounding.
100% we clear and heal that wound. That is your jam. You're so good at that.
Yeah. So can I invite them to, even if this might be something that
You
some
can do
people
whatever you like. What would you like me to do? How can I help you to invite them?
yeah. So in September, the 21st to the 23rd of September, I have a free training coming up that is called The Art of Receiving: 3 Potent Practices to Thrive as a Healer. And this is an experience that might change your life, actually, um, because there is an art to receiving. And I myself have had such a challenge to open myself and allow myself to receive. I even sabotaged my launches and pushed my trainings into the future because I didn't feel safe to open up and be vulnerable enough to receive clients. And I will share what I've learned and how I support my clients to walk through this. And it's truly about stepping into the feminine. It's the feminine energy that is receiving. So if that is interesting, some art you wish to start mastering, then you're so welcome to join us. So step into the Heart Song Sisterhood group, and I will also post the link here how you can join this training, which is free and have the potential of really uh, leverage your life and your business.
Oh, I love that. Leverage your life and your business. That in itself is just juicy and yummy. And in the Facebook group is where you can find out and get the links to that. So it's important to jump into that first, but to get the art of receiving 3 potent practices to thrive as a healer. I love that.
Yes.
Even if you don't know that you want to, even if you just have that inkling that you're a healer,
Mm.
that's
Mm.
good too. Or even if you've got clients and you're not willing to receive and get more clients, if
Mm.
some part of you wants to, then I think, Maria, that's amazing. And is that container uh, a live thing? Is it, what is it? Is it, yeah.
It will be both some recorded material and some live.
Okay,
Mm.
great. So they register, they come into the group, they have a bit
Yeah.
of interaction as well, and they receive stuff. Perfect.
Yes.
So
Yes.
just so that people know how to do it. There's the
Mm.
link. Maria, thank you. Is there anything else that you would like to add, share, talk about?
Mm. I want to talk directly to you who has, especially these last 2 years, when our world has shifted so much, felt the call deeply from within that there's something you decided to come here for in this time. and you know that you haven't fully said yes to that. You might not even know exactly what it is. I want to invite you to consider that this is your time, that it's time to rise, to dare, no matter how uncomfortable it might feel, to dare to fully commit to why you are here. Because no one else but you can bring the gifts that you came here with.
Totally true.
Mm.
Mm. Would you be so kind to sing us out?
Yeah.
Thank you again.
Rise, sister, rise, rise and shine, shine your light. Rise, sister, rise, rise and shine, shine your light. It's time to rise. It's time to rise and share and thrive, sister, rise. 'Cause it's time, yes,